Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick.
And today we are talking about Rokudo Bad Girls, which was a recommendation from Goose. Thank you, Goose, for the wonderful recommendation. Very much appreciated.
Appreciate it.
If you want to hear some of the other topics that we were talking about, and they were super spicy topics, mind you, you can actually join us live whenever we stream. We always stream live whenever we can, whenever possible. And then, of course, you can also go to patreon.com/featured anime podcast, $8 a month. It gets you access to that bonus content. And of course, you can also support us by other means as well by going to the affiliate links we have down in the show notes for Crunchyroll. You get yourself a free trial or even get yourself a nice little discount on their store. And then, of course, and as well as by going to shop.featuredanimepodcast.com. And then all the information you possibly need is going to be available to you on featuredanimepodcast.com. Before we dive into this week's choice, have you ever wondered what it's like to snack your way through Tokyo? Well, if you have, then Tokyo Treat is for you. Tokyo Treat is your monthly ticket to experience Japan anywhere, minus the jet lag. And this box is filled with some of Japan's coolest and craziest treats, shipped straight from Japan to your doorstep. Each and every month, you'll discover rare Kit Kat flavors, limited edition chips, noodles, and other surprising snacks you probably never even knew existed. Think of it as a summer festival every month that is colorful, exciting, and full of surprises. And every box also includes this pretty cool cultural guide booklet. Inside, you'll also get a full rundown of all the snacks plus allergen information that is honestly really important, especially if you or someone you live with has food allergies. My wife, for example, has a few common allergies, and having that information clearly laid out right there in the booklet makes a big difference for us. No guessing or stress. And beyond that, the booklet dives into some genuinely cool cultural stuff straight from Japan. We're talking seasonal tradition, local festivals, and the backstory behind why certain food flavors show up during certain time of the year. It's not just a snack guide. It's like getting a mini cultural tour along with your treats. It makes the whole experience feel a lot more connected and like each snack has a story to tell. Now, the themes change every single month as well. So every single month, there's always going to be something new to look forward to. And right now, they're rocking the Harajuku Snack Venture Box, which is completely centered around Tokyo's most fashion-forward and electric neighborhood. If you ever seen photos of Harajuku, bright colors, wild street fashion, that mix of playful and edgy, you'll get why this box is packed full of snacks that are just as bold and energetic. Now, some of my favorite treats in this were the cookies and cream Kit Kats, which honestly, it's reason enough for you to actually get this box alone. But you also had the salted lemon pretzel sticks, which were truly delicious. The mega marshmallow stick, which I could have honestly eaten in a couple of bites. Garlic potato chips, which were truly delicious. And a Happy Harajuku Choco Cake, which was absolutely delicious. I ate that in a single bite, just about. So, if you're looking for an easy and fun way to explore Japanese culture straight from your home, Tokyo Treat is absolutely worth a shot. So why not treat yourself or a loved one to Tokyo Treat? Makes the perfect gift, honestly, for any occasion. And if you use coupon code Featured Anime along with our affiliate link in the show notes, you get $5 off that very first box. And again, if you use Featured Anime for that coupon code and our affiliate link, you get $5 off the very first box. And trust me, the treats are worth it. And now on to the meat and potatoes. Rokudo Bad Girls came out in April 2023, ran all the way through June 2023. It's a romantic comedy action slice of life harem. It is 12 episodes long. Couple producers for it are MBS, Akita Shoten, Tokyo MX, just to name a couple of them. Studio for it is Satellite, and it's based off of a manga. So Rokudo Bad Girls takes place in a high school where the student population is mostly made up of delinquents. Rokudo, our main protagonist, is an underdog that is constantly getting bullied, and then he suddenly inherits this mysterious scroll from his late grandfather. The twist to that, well, it makes every so-called bad girl instantly fall in love with him. They're head over heels for him when he's within proximity to them. And at that point, that's when things really kind of kick off with a whirlwind of chaotic encounters. It starts off as feeling as a goofy supernatural harem setup gradually shifts into a story about identity, courage, and strength in the most unexpected ways. And our main character, Rokudo, goes from pushover to protector in a manner of speaking, learning how to stand his ground and growing in more ways than just one.
You're not wrong. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the way that this looked to me was Pokemon, but with bad girls. He hardly ever fights his own battles, and whenever he does, he gets his butt kicked. But he's always got super amazing bad girls, bad ladies who love him and will do everything for him to fight his battles for him. And he kind of sort of becomes this pseudo Chad on accident.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing, right? Like it's not the Pokemon reference, I feel, is doing a disservice to the actual Pokemon franchise, because this is nothing like that. Not even.
Oh
close.
No! It's not anywhere close. I agree.
It's not like he
has wild encounters and keeps collecting them.
He does, but again, it goes with the anime, and it's not that he even has to have wild encounters. It's just the main ones that are following him around are the ones that are given more focal points. However, there are basically every girl around him, because he goes to a school full of delinquents. Almost every girl around him is a bad girl, so they all instantly are falling in love with him because of the magic. One of the focal points of this actual anime is when he touches the scroll, he gets this star on his head, and then every time someone's around him, it's just flies out and shines, and all of a sudden all the girls are absolutely in love with him because of the spell and the magic. And it's not like it gets washed off or it can be rubbed off or anything like that. And it's not like it'll ever go away. It's
not like anybody ever notices it.
Yeah, no one ever comments. Well, with the exception of Colonel and Chief, who see him with his head like that after he just gets it, no one else ever comments on it ever for the rest of the show. And also, Rokudo remembers his grandfather having that exact same mark, except his grandfather grew the hair out so it was covered, but it basically stays with you for life.
Yeah. And I don't know if it kind of sort of is transferable by bloodline or whatnot. Because remember, he had passed the scroll around to his friends and be like, what is this? It looks weird. And he takes it and he says something like on. Maybe it's a trigger word or something like that, but he says the phrase, or he says something, and it clicks on and basically impugns him with with the plot of DNA. Do you remember we did DNA, a review on that?
Yes. Where it
turns him from this meek and mild to everybody.
No, he stays meek and mild throughout the entire show for this. He never is not meek and mild, except he feels like he gets to a point to where he feels like he has to kind of stand up for people, or he's tired of being bullied around and everything, but it's not because of the power of the DNA change. It's because, I can't let this person battle for me because it's just going to get much worse. I can't do this because of this. And he starts growing as time goes on, for sure. But yeah,
he grows.
He does, which is why,
it's nice.
Yeah, which is why it says, he goes he goes from pushover to protector, in a manner of speaking, and he's learning how to stand his ground and growing in more ways than one. I mean, like, this is all party to it.
Now, he was able to turn a few male bad guys into supporters, if you will, from this guy sucks to he's actually kind of cool. And I thought that was an interesting transition that he was able to perform, mainly because
I only know of one. Could you give me an example of? I only know of one. Could you give me an example of the other ones?
So the one that I'm referring to, obviously we know of, is the very first guy. I forget what his name is, but he was the one teasing him incessantly in the beginning.
Lee Numa.
He stands up to him, huh?
Lee Numa, yeah.
Iranuma, yes.
Lee Numa.
Lee Numa?
Iranuma. Whatever, doesn't matter. Two tones. Call him two tones. He's got two hair colors.
Two tones. Perfect, fine. The second one I thought he turned was, no, they didn't stay. I was going to say the youngest brother of the three siblings that look a little, the one that dresses like a girl.
No, he didn't win him over.
No,
that was 100% the sister.
Okay, I was going to say, then why'd they switch places? But yeah,
because the sister wanted to, and he cared about his sister, so they switched places, and he went on to fight.
I mean, yeah, she did go on to fight.
So no, okay. He didn't win that.
Well, I thought he did, which is why I said that. So he's only ever won over one male, and then the other ones just kind of fell in line because of the chicks.
Yeah, because they're girls, and his magic power is. So here's
them over.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? And I'm glad they touched on this. Is they do have to be bad girls. Basically, they do have to be delinquents for the spell to work on them. There are a few people that are not bad girls, that are not delinquents, and they do not fall for the charm. They don't fall for the magic that is him. So they do touch on
class rep for one.
Yeah, the class rep for one. However, she is immediately mistaking, going, he's such a delinquent now. Why? And everything else.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is they showed, and you don't find this out until much, much later on, but basically the more bad you are, and I know that's not a grammatically correct sentence, and I apologize, but basically the badder you are, the more in love you are with Rokudo. Yeah. And basically what that means is the less bad you become, the less in love you become with Rokudo. So he is actively basically trying to force these people to not be bad girls so they no longer love him.
I don't think it ever worked for any of them.
It did not. No, technically no. They're all 100% still bad girls. They all still love him deeply, and they just they become more and more in love with him as time goes on, where they are literally willing to do whatever they can for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool little trick, I guess would be a good way to put it, because from what I can gather, the biggest bad girl you could hope to ever meet just strolls up, sees him, falls instantly head over heels, and demolishes anybody and everybody who looks at him the wrong way. She is 100% feral when we first meet her, and she fights not because she's got a reason to, but I was bored and it looked entertaining.
Yeah, I was trying to find something. Yeah, but the thing is she doesn't fight or demolish anyone that gets in his way. She doesn't fight because he tells her not to fight, and so that causes her to fight with her own internal conflicts, where she is kind of forced to not fight, but when she does fight, she's able to let loose, and that's when she's her happiest.
Yeah, and when she's her happiest, it's scary.
Yeah.
He meets so many different characters that are cookie cutterish. Like they're very, very, very one-dimensional bad guys. and they're almost two-dimensional love interests. And I thought it was kind of cute to see the growth of I'm just gonna call her the blonde gorilla, because like you
Ron.
can't be human with that kind of strength and just anger and just.
Well, the thing is,
and
is the show is not meant to be whatever, not meant to be logical or grounded in reality. That's why Rana, the blonde gorilla, as you like to point out, walks around the way she does, and she is able to basically demolish entire gangs just because she wants to, right? But you have other people too that are also ridiculously strong, or despite their size or their looks or anything like that. And that's the whole purpose of the show. The whole purpose of the anime is, in all honesty, the guys are the weakest ones, and all the strongest ones are all the girls. And because of his power, they all instantly fall in love with him.
He becomes the GOAT.
Sure.
Boy, does that backfire.
Woo. Yeah. How did that feel?
It was interesting because one of the big bad chicks who falls in love with him is actually an opponent, and her version of love is
strength.
Is pain.
No, strength. She finds someone who's stronger than her, and it's not pain. She likes
irresistible.
She finds their strength irresistible and unmistakable, and then also at the exact same time she's a dominatrix because she likes to break them down. And so
and she wants to.
It doesn't matter what's going on or what he says or anything like that. The more outrageous the claims, the bigger he becomes in her mind, how she sees him, and the stronger stronger he gets. Which
translates to the more she's willing to give him.
Yes.
As far as pain goes, she goes, "This is my maximum. I can't believe you're so strong that like everything I can give you is barely touching, and our strength levels are so different that I can unleash my full power, and there's nothing I could ever do to hurt you, but I'm going to try anyway."
Well, she doesn't even.
She's the strongest. She doesn't, but she says she's going to, and he basically talk no jutsus his way out of a severe butt whooping.
Only to save her. Only to save her, and then she just at that point passes out because she is so in love with him.
Cardiac arrest.
Yeah, she passes out from being so in love, and that's kind of the traction for the show. In that they just constantly are absolutely ridiculously being put in scenarios or situations, and he just always comes out on top, of course, because he's the main protagonist.
Yeah.
But I don't like the dude is always crying. He's always crying about something. He's upset about something, or he's hurt about something, or there's a variety of things.
He's a whiny main character. Like he's not.
He reminded me of. CJ says, so she's a Dami Mommy Switch. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the main character is, because CJ also says, and you lost me now. I was interested, but no longer. Yeah, the main character, he cries a lot. He cries a lot.
Dude,
he gets his
so bad
butt handed to him left and right constantly. So, okay, if you disliked the main character of Tokyo Revengers, if that show really, if you couldn't get through the show because of the main character, this is like that main character. To put it bluntly, how the main character in Tokyo Revengers was always crying, always this, always that. The main character for Rokudo is the exact same way, in my opinion.
I can see that. I can see that very easily.
So yeah, if you didn't like Tokyo Revengers because of that, you will absolutely not like the show because of that. So CJ said, drop that stuff so fast. Yeah, he dropped it quick. Dropped it like a drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Dropped it like it's got a protagonist that cries.
Yes.
Too much.
A lot. Too much doesn't do it enough. A lot. Just straight out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, But here's the thing. That's kind of the point of the main character. He's a big old whiny crybaby who now has no choice. Sorry, he's got no choice but to get the biggest and the baddest and as a kept woman, or be single his whole life.
Well, no,
and just
so
attracts-
the reason why he's keeping her or anything like that is because he truly does care about her. And I feel like he truly does love her because he's like everything he does, everything he thinks about is revolving around her. He gives her a gift, doesn't care about anyone else. So in his mind, while he knows that she's only loving him because of the spell, he can't help the fact but still be in love with her because of how she is around him because of that spell. And so he is in love with the idea of being in love and reforming her and making her not be a bad girl. And that's the thing. That's the biggest issue that I have is he's in love with the idea of being loved by someone, but that they don't truly love him. In fact, they do everything they can to not.
I guess.
I mean, they sit there. So take Osanada, right? The main blonde, pink-haired girl, everything like that.
Okay.
Like, she is totally the lolly, right? That got held back a year. So ironically, even though she's supposed to be 18,
all the same age. Yeah.
No, she's actually almost 18.
17.
She's almost 18. Yeah.
Correct.
And she's the first year in high school, so she actually got held back twice, not once, because they only have 3 years.
Oh, yes. Okay, I was going to say, well, hold on. That's numbers aren't numbering.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So she knows it, but at the same time, she's like, I don't want to really pursue it.
What's interesting is a lot of the people that he's able to reform, all the girls he's able to reform, basically were prior to him coming into the picture, they were like, we're going to give up on school. It's not for us. It's all wrong. And then they're like, well, but school's not so bad.
Yeah, after they fall in love with him, that is 100% it. They look at him and go, oh, well, I mean, love's not so bad.
If you're going to get good grades, I should get good grades. Oh, you want to throw a festival? I want to throw a festival now too. You want to do this? Oh, this is the best way to do it. I'm going to do it now too. And
they do it because they're in love with him. They're in love with him because of the spell. And that's the key thing. That's the one thing that we're always going to end up going back to is anything that happens, anything at all, it's because of the spell, with the exception of the guys that are just basically following along just to follow along.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than the guys that are there to not even act as cannon fodder, but like, I don't even know, because it's not even that emotional. People have pretty messed up backstories, but it's not even, I feel like, so my wife watched it and she looks at me and goes, the theme is, it's not that deep, bro. And I'm like, yeah, it appears to be. The theme is, it's not that deep because it's all surface level. And when the main character is like, I promised I would do this, I would do that, I'm a changed man. I'm thinking, dude, it's been a day and a half. How changed are you going to be?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't know. There can only be so much that we can honestly cover. This is not a show that I feel like we really need to go deep into because this is a very surface level. This is very monotone. Yeah, it's very cookie cutter. It's
they don't take many risks. They don't.
It's not deep. It's not a deep story. It's just kind of there. And so if you're looking for something that's really well thought out, that's really deep or anything else, this is not going to be the show for you, to say the least.
Unfortunately, yeah. I don't have much more I can talk about it, though, without giving too much away.
Yep.
What about you?
Neither can I. So how about a rating on a scale of up to 10, sir? How would you rate this?
So for me, 5. Very middle of the road. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody outside of like, hey, this could be funny. Nothing really stood out as this is what makes this anime itself, other than the animation style, which I'm not familiar with. But the lines were so bold at times that you would mistake it for mascara, like eyeliner and the thick, just yeah. I was not a fan of the artwork, so yeah, the story was mid. The animation style, in my mind, was slightly lower than what I expected. Fight scenes were interesting, but again, backed by mediocre storytelling. So that's where I'm at. I'm at a 5. And you?
I give it a 4. I didn't like the main protagonist at all. To say the least, it just really wasn't my cup of tea. The animation was just kind of there. It wasn't bad. It just kind of stood out to me in a way that I did not care for the animation, especially didn't care for the main character, how whiny he was, how he cried all the time. The music that was there was just kind of blah when it was there, if at all. And then the character growth along with everyone else just really didn't dig for me. So
I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. So any
hoosers, next week we're going to be talking about Temple, which was Jeb's recommendation to us. It was chosen at random from our list of shows that we actually have. If you want to get your name thrown in there, and as well as a show that you would like us to watch and check out, go ahead and go to featuredanimepodcast.com. We do have a link on there for you to be able to drop your recommendations in, and it'll get added into the poll for us to pull from. But that's all the time that we have for today. If you feel like we did too much justice, not enough justice, or anything like that, feel free to let us know. Go ahead and reach out to us as well. We can you can reach us via email as well as on Discord. We're always hanging out in there and chatting it up. But that's all the time we have for today. So until next time, I'm Jack.
I'm Rick, and we'll see you next time.